Hello everyone, welcome back to Cluster-B-Milkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet Mr. Chicken. Yes, today we're going to be talking about ADHD, and I've already had to make this video 4 times. So we're going to go over what are all the traits that go along with ADHD and how a lot of people on the cluster B spectrum do suffer with this as well. My therapist who's doing the diagnostic on me, he pointed this out to me. He said, has anyone ever told you, or has any of your family members ever had, or have you ever saw in yourself ADHD? And I'm like, I never looked it up, so I have no idea. And this was after me doing a series of tests that I had to submit to him first, and then him talking to me during just one 45-minute session. He's like, we're gonna look into this. Because yeah, after I started looking up what ADHD is, I was like, oh my God. Now, I always thought ADHD was just like a squirrel, you know, like the memes and stuff. I never dug deeper into what it was, and I always just assumed that everybody was just like, let's just throw medicine at our kids, you know, and just call them ADHD, and the pharmaceutical companies get all big and everything, and they just want all the kids to sit down and, you know, be on speed, basically, right? But as I'm going through this, I'm like, holy shit, I have been suffering with this my whole life, and it has nothing to do with me being hyperactive, but it's my brain being hyperactive. So it doesn't always have to be my movements, even though you can see me moving my hands and everything. You know, I've always been doing that. But, you know, being restless, just losing focus. We're gonna go over that. And I also, when I was researching all of this and, you know, looking up the comorbidities with the other cluster Bs, there is a huge part of the comprehensive assessment of a psychopathic personality system rating scale. A lot of psychopaths have ADHD, okay? Now, let's get to, because I love writing notes, have notes everywhere. And one thing that I would do to combat my short-term memory, me, you know, not remembering things, I love notes and planners. I really do need to write things down all the time, or they're fucking gone, all right? Just today, I left my cast iron skillet on the burner and forgot about it. You know how after you clean it and everything, and then you put it on the burner to dry up so it doesn't rust? It was on there and I fucking forgot about it, and I went and ate some soup. The fire alarm is going off. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? You know, and I'm, oh shit, I left the fucking thing on. Yeah, so I'm gonna kill me and Mikey, not intentionally, but yeah, okay. So, makes careless mistakes, hey, lacks attention to detail. This, yes, so I want to tell you, if you see this in your partner or in yourself, holy shit. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh my God. Like, I knew that I was forgetful, but you know, my partners may have thought that that was just like some sort of an excuse for me to be just, you know, not there or not care. Okay. So, 2, difficulty sustaining attention. Partners saying things like, they never listen to me. They are never focused on what I am saying. This has been something that even my last partner brought to my attention. The last fight we got into in person, you know, I'm sitting there and he's talking and I'm just like, my attention just went elsewhere. And then he was like, are you even listening to me? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, it's not that I didn't give a shit about what he was saying, because the majority of the time I am hyper focused on what he's talking about. But, you know, sometimes it's like, was that later, you know, and it has nothing to do with what the person is talking about. Maybe he was talking really slow at that moment. Maybe, you know, we had a couple cocktails, which we probably did, you know, and then I just wasn't hyper focused on every single syllable he was saying, and then it fucking just went, it was gone. All right. Doesn't seem to listen when spoken to directly. Yes. Fails to follow through on tasks and instructions. This reminded me of like future faking as well, because I've said before, I don't future fake. I'm not telling you that, you know, oh yeah, we'll go do this thing and then, you know, it doesn't happen and I'm purposely lying to you. It's like I forget about it, you know, or I just don't want to do it anymore, you know. The forgetting about it part would be the ADHD part. The losing interest in getting bored, that's going to be part of, you know, other personality disorder traits, I believe, okay? Unless you ADHDoids get bored too, you let me know, okay? Doesn't follow through on tasks and instructions. Yeah, so there's another thing that I heard, like, if there's something that really takes a lot of brain power and this is not one of your core interests, something like me at work, and I really, you know, this is confusing for me. I don't like I hate numbers, all right? I hate numbers and I hate math. So when anything had to do with calculating things, I would switch my numbers a lot. You know, I would count wrong because my brain is like, you know, either counting too fast, counting too slow, and it's just not, I'll even mess up using a calculator. So I'll delegate those tasks to other people. This is how I can still stay in a power position at work. And then I give somebody else who doesn't have that dysfunction to somebody else, you know, and then clap my hands for them like, thank you. Oh, you're so awesome. And make them feel really good about helping me out. You know, I wouldn't feel entitled with that. Okay. All right. Remember, I still want to look good. Okay. Even though I'm a shit. All right. Poor organization, like misplacing things. Yes, all the time. I would also think that, you know, somebody's fucking with me. If, you know, or I've even gone so far to think that I have a ghost in my house. I've thought that too, because everything was just happening. Remember, I'm going to be 50. So all of this ever happening throughout my whole life, I'm thinking I'm being fucked with by others, or I really have a fucking ghost latched onto me and fucking with me. Okay? This is why it's very important. So I have a bowl that I come home and I put my keys in a bowl. When I was married, I put hooks. I come home, I put it on a hook because I would always lose my fucking keys. always, you know, if I didn't have a death grip on my phone, I'm losing that too. My ex-husband would get angry with me when I would mess up the bills. Remember, this is numbers and everything, so I'm going to mess up the checkbook. So I really have to stay hyper-focused on everything that I'm doing. I have to say the numbers in my head. I have to write it out, you know, and repeat it in my head as I'm doing each check. Set it aside, put a stamp, put the address thing on everyone. I had to do it like that, you know, and of course I'm getting distracted and cleaning up the cracks of my fucking table and shit while I'm doing the bills and everything, or getting up 100 times, you know, but yeah. So when the bills would come in, I put up 2 boxes. And one box was I need to write the bills, and then I had a little clamp, bills that need to go to the post office. So I really had to have this sort of system, you know. When I go out for a walk, I wear this really, you know, tight fanny pack that I put my driver's license and my ATM card in, along with my earbuds. And I have to put, if I don't put my purse on the bed, so I remember to take out my driver's license and my ATM card when I come back from my walk, because I drive somewhere to go for a walk. When I come back, sometimes I forget, and then I take my purse to go grocery shopping, no fucking ATM card. I have done this. I've misplaced my ATM card right after getting gas, and I think that my boyfriend stole my ATM card, but he wasn't with me from the gas station to the grocery store. And I'm like, what am I doing? And this is my thoughts of, you know, my paranoid thoughts, though, of a different disorder, getting mixed up with the ADHD shit of not being organized and misplacing stuff, or being flighty or don't give a fuck and just, you know, throwing your shit and going. So it's really cool, though. I mean, it's depressing. I feel like I'm even more of a defective now, but it's good finding out about these things, because it's like now I have to be extra careful, you know, like pay attention. Also, future people coming into my life, they'll know that I'm not fucking with their head if I do any of these things that I'm describing to you, and that they will be a little bit more forgiving. And I don't want to do these things. Okay, there's a lot of stuff with narcissism and other traits and stuff where I am doing things on purpose to protect myself and, you know, my triggers and everything. I'm not doing this on purpose. And it's very frustrating because I feel like I am completely out of control here. I can be really uncomfortable and try to, you know, mask up, be good for the outside world, you know, try to speak about any frustration so I don't take it out on my partner. And, you know, and that takes a lot of work too, but these things are just happening. And I feel like I'm being taken over. I'm being taken over by something that I have no control over. And this is why meds are really good to help you fixate on, you know, and not be all fucking juggling your brain, just a fucking clown. All right, next, where am I? All right, avoids or dislikes tasks that require sustained mental effort. This is like paying the bills, procrastinating to the last second to doing important things. I still, like, I didn't do my taxes last year because I barely made any money through here. And I just didn't even want to call to be like, is it okay? I actually talked to one of my other callers who does you know, tax type things, and I'm like, is it okay if I don't do my taxes? I have been totally procrastinating on getting Mikey's social security card and his license, not his license, he can't drive, but ID card, you know. I have to do the whole social security what is that, you know, so he can get money for his autism to do that, you know. I mean, I fucking, it just feels like so much, and a normal person would just be like, just type up the thing and fill out the thing out. Dude, I was all hyper-focused when my dad passed away, and just, or even before he passed away, and I just had so many notes and everything, and I was taking care of everything and calling people and doing and doing and doing. But some things I'm not. So that's why it's so weird. It's like you can be hyper-focused on some shit and then other things that you can't. And now you're gonna see, like when you watch my old videos and everything, how I'm like, or my lives, and I start talking about other things, or when I'm typing out comments, and sometimes I'm not even answering your question, I'm answering something, but it's not what you wanted, you know? Or sometimes I'm over-explaining shit. All right. Thank you guys for dealing with this bullshit. Okay. Stomach's growling. All right. What else? Losing things of importance, absent-minded, yes. Easily distracted by unrelated thoughts, intrusive thoughts. I was reading something that was only supposed to take me about an hour to read, and it took me 5 hours. I even started taking notes about every distraction that I was having and everything that I was doing. I was getting up, I was, you know, going to do my hair. My hair has been bugging the shit out of me after I cut it. It's really bugging. I feel bald. Okay? And I'm just like, and it's bugging the shit out of me. So I'm getting up, I'm looking in the fucking mirror and everything. And then like, I'll wash my face. And then, you know, I usually do the cream and everything, but I start brushing my teeth. And sometimes I forget to brush my teeth, and sometimes I forget to take a shower too. And I am okay with it. I'm just like, you know, and I think this is where people with ADHD also get stigmatized, because they come off as lazy. Okay, all right. What else? So, okay, so the intrusive thoughts. So I'm having a conversation with my therapist in my head while I'm trying to read this book. I stop and I start telling him, I'm talking to him about things that I want to talk about and stuff, and a story that's coming up in my head. So I'm having this full-on fucking conversation with him for 15 fucking minutes while I'm supposed to be reading this fucking book. And then I remembered when I was back in junior high school, no, excuse me, well, when I was back in junior high school, my friends used to call me Tigger. Fuck, I wonder why. And then in high school, I would read, do homework, turn it in, be all excited that, you know, I did my homework, you know, for once, and blah, blah, blah. They would ask me, look at my homework and be like, well, this is all fucking wrong. You didn't read shit. And then I go, yes. And then I tell them the story and everything. And they're like, oh, you did read it. But I couldn't turn what I read onto paper. I'm not saying that this happened all the time, but this is just, you know, a memory that I remembered. I would critique all these notes for math. And we could even use our notes when taking a test, because I failed algebra fucking I don't know how many goddamn times. And I finally passed with the C because we could use notes, but I was still fucking up. Even with notes. I hate math. Okay. I hope this doesn't make me look less awesome, but I'm just telling you the truth about what's going on up here. Okay. Easily distracted. All right. Forgetful in daily activities. That's forgetting to brush my teeth. When I'm taking a shower, did I wash my body? I don't even know. Did I wash my face? Oh, fuck. I'll just wash my face again. I remember sometimes, like, if I didn't remember that I washed my body and I was just too lazy to wash it again and everything, and I get out and I get dressed and I'm fucking smelling my armpits, and I forgot to use soap. All right. I would forget to email, text, or call people back. That's why, like, when I'll get a notification from one of you guys and I'm out, I will not open it. I'm not looking at it, okay? Because I'm going to forget to go back to it, all right? So if I'm, you know, it might take me a minute because I don't want to forget about you. And then usually if I'm gone someplace for a long time and I do check, I bring my planner with me. I have to bring my planner with me. And I'm always writing everything down. So I've become very good at that, you know, part. So some people, so please, when I hear like people when they're dating and everything and they're not texting me back right away and you're getting anxious, I can see you guys getting anxious and everything, not just with an avoidant or a narcissistic person, but an actual somebody with ADHD who's actually forgetting to fucking message you back. Forgetting to flush a toilet and leaving the light on in the bathroom. I have left the light on in the bathroom at my ex-boyfriend's house when I would leave after the weekend and just fucking totally forget, you know, and and because I'm, you know, disorganized or sloppy, you know, he'd be like, why are you doing this? Why are you, what? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. And in my short-term memory is shit. It's like, I don't know if I did that. This is what's really bad about being with somebody that you don't trust also, because you can be gaslit to fuck. Okay. So just like when I was saying that I left the pan on and it smoked and the alarm was going off, my ex-boyfriend told me that I did the same thing because he knew that I'm forgetful and stuff. He said that I did the same thing and he came home to smoke, but that's a lie. He lied. He just wanted to see my reaction. He lied because he lives in an apartment and his alarm would have been going off the whole fucking time that somebody would have to have came into his place and alerted him, and he didn't fucking tell me that shit. He said he came home and his house was full of smoke. That's a fucking lie, and I was with somebody who would fuck with my head every once in a while for fun because he knew I was having issues, but we didn't know what to call it at that time. So all you ADHDers, be careful of that too. All right, what else? Okay, I said that. And then hyper-focused. We also can be hyper-focused on something that we're really into. So like for, you know, the past 2 years, I'm super hyper-focused on my channel, except for when my brain starts to lose interest every once in a while. But even when I don't want to make videos, like I don't want to do my hair, I don't want to put on my makeup, I don't want to fucking talk, you know, I'm still researching and reading and looking up things. Of course, it's going from here to there, from here to there. Oh, let me check TikTok, let me check Instagram, let me check, you know, and I'm all over the place or whatever. But at least I've stayed hyper-focused on learning about myself, my favorite subject. All right. We also have low frustration tolerance, just like somebody on the cluster B spectrum. Interrupted sleep. I remember a lot of you guys like asking, you know, my narcissist, you know, doesn't, you know, his sleep's all fucked up. Well, maybe because he has ADHD, okay? Because that's not in the fucking criteria for NPD, you know, that's ADHD shit. And probably, you know, other stuff if they really do have like sleep apnea or something. But yeah, it's very rarely that I sleep all night unless I'm like hitting up a gummy or a melatonin or something. Hyperactivity. This is one thing that my therapist and I are looking into. He says that there's also, if We don't show signs of hyperactivity, that there is inattentive ADHD. I never fucking heard of that shit in my life. So we looking into that too, okay? And, you know, but like I said, you know, I used to be called Tigger, so I must have been more hyperactive at one point when I was younger. Also, but I love to isolate too, but then, you know, I'm always restless or doing something even when I'm isolated, but that probably has something to do with social anxiety part. Is it? I'm so multifaceted. Just call me a fucking diamond. I'm just a diamond, okay? Let's just make it all nice and pretty. Being impulsive, mood regulation problems, verbal communication problems. You have seen that in me. Sensitive, narcissists are hypersensitive, and so are other cluster Bs. And low self-esteem, which is a huge, huge cluster B thing. Okay, remember, we're masking up so you cannot harm the low self-esteem person on the inside, okay? And then there's, I ain't talking about that right now, because there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with, you know, masking the low self-esteem and getting defensive. Darker traded people will attack, punish, love to see you in pain, things like that, you know. It's still all just a protective mechanism to save the mushy center, to protect it, you know. That's another problem with those of us wanting to seek therapy, but on the flip side, not wanting to seek therapy, because who am I if you remove my protector? Who am I? You know, I have always been this force of nature. What happens when you take away the storm inside of me? I don't want that taken away. So that's a problem. Anyways, so I hope you guys found this helpful. Any of you guys out there with ADHD as well, please share with the class because I'm very new to this. And remember, I didn't know that I had this thing, but I knew I was suffering from the traits. So when you say that I know who you are to a narcissist, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know that I'm a narcissist until I do all the research that you motherfuckers have been doing on me. Do you see? Do you see? So I'm shutting down that fucking narrative. Knock it off. We don't know what we are, but we know there's something wrong. Okay? All right. I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.